Hello everyone and welcome back to my channel. Today we're going to be talking about a book called The 12-Week Year by Brian P. Moran and Michael Lennington. I listened to it on Audible and I really enjoyed it, but I feel like the second half of the book is basically a repetition of the first half, so I don't know if you necessarily need to listen to both, but I really did enjoy it and I highly recommend it, so I have that link down below for you. If you don't know, The 12-Week Year is a book which goes against the usual sort of goal setting that a lot of people do every year, which is, January is coming, we set goals for the next year, and lots of people don't end up achieving a lot of their goals in the next year. And they say that part of the reason is because when you have a year to complete something, you get a bit lazy, because if a month has gone by and you haven't achieved everything, you sort of think, well, I still have 11 months, so I've got a ton of time and I'll get it done another time. But that's usually not the case, and you don't end up achieving any of the goals that you set out to do. So rather than considering the next 12 months a year, the goal in the book is to set next 12 weeks as a year and consider that as the time that you need to get all of the goals done. So the way it works is that you will set a couple of goals for the next 12 weeks and develop a set of tactics for achieving those goals, and that you should be able to get a lot more done because you've only got a short amount of time, so you feel under pressure to get the goals completed, and that will keep you working towards them. So in this video, I'm going to share with you guys my 12-week plan, as according to the book, the way that it says that you should sort of set out your 12 weeks. So the first step in the book is to develop a compelling vision for yourself. And they say that you should do that for, your long-term vision, how you see your life being in the future, but also slightly shorter term for a 3-year vision as well, so that you can see in 3 years, this is how I'd like my life to look. So that then when you're going to set your 12-week goals, you can look at your vision and think, well, what are the goals that would be important for me at this time in order to get me closer to that vision? So I'll be sharing that with you guys in this video, my compelling vision as well as the 12-week goals that I'm setting. I've done this in my bullet journal for this video. I thought that would be a good place to store it and a good way because I know a lot of you guys will use a bullet journal, but if not, you can do it in any notebook or on a computer, anything you want. I just like the flexibility of bullet journaling, that you can make spreads for yourself and have them done anyways. So this video will be my compelling vision for my future and for the next 3 years, as well as the first 12-week plan, the 12-week goals, and the tactics that I will use. So the book, the way it works is that you make your compelling vision and then you make your 12-week plan, and then you should develop a weekly plan which takes into account the weekly tactics or tactics that you need to achieve by a certain date, so that in a given week you know what you need to do. And then at the end or at the beginning of the week, you'll be looking at the past week and evaluating how well you did. So this video will be the compelling vision and the 12-week plan, and I hope to do future videos which will be my weekly plans and my weekly evaluations. So if you want to see those in the future, I highly suggest that you would subscribe and hit the notification bell so you can see any of those videos. So I decided to put all of my 12-week year spreads into my personal bullet journal. So if you've seen any of my setups before, you'll know that I'm currently using an A5 dotted dingbats notebook for my personal bullet journal, and then I have an A6 for sort of on-the-go brain dump bullet journaling, and then an A4 bullet journal for my PhD research diary. So in this bullet journal, I put all of my, personal things, and this is for my sort of daily planning. So the first step, according to the 12-week year, is to create a compelling vision for yourself. So I made this 2020 vision board in my bullet journal, and I decided to do it as just sort of doodles because I just thought that would be a nice way to do it. I know you could also print out different pictures and put them in, but this is the way that I wanted to do it. So according to the 12-week year, you should have a long-term vision and a 3-year vision, so a more current vision. So in my long-term vision, some of the things I have is to be self-employed as an entrepreneur, to be able to have my own income I'd like to have my own business and that be my main source of income. And then in terms of home stuff, so I have this old sort of Georgian house in Dublin, but I want like this modern extension to it where I would be able to have my home office and my kitchen and everything like that. And that I would have a home office that looks out into a nice big garden so that I can see my kids when they're playing, hopefully in the future, and just that I'd have a happy, healthy family and everything like that. So for financial goal, I have that I'd have some investments in some properties. Like one of my goals is to own a couple of different apartments that I could rent out as sort of Airbnbs, because I also really like interior design, so it'd be really fun to have something like that. And then I have here holidays always in the calendar, so I'd like to be able to take holidays as much as I want with my family. So yeah, the main goal in the future would be to be able to live working at home. Then over this side, for the 3-year vision, I have to get engaged, to finish my PhD, to be happy and healthy, to have a successful YouTube channel, to have freedom to travel, to be able to work anywhere, anytime with my little dog there as well, doing independent research. So I'd like that I wouldn't really be too tied down in the future with research. Hopefully I'd be able to just take on any projects that I like, and doing that by having a livable passive income stream, so that I would still be making income no matter what, and that my research would be sort of up to me and not be too I wouldn't have to sort of work on things that I didn't want to, because I would already have my income sort of sorted. So that's my closer vision. So the point of this is to have, an idea of where you want to be in the future, so that the goals that you set yourself for the 12-week years is related to this vision. So they say it's good to have it somewhere that you're going to see it every day. So this personal bullet journal I intend to use every day, so that every time I open it I can see this. And I left a lot of space so that if I ever want to update it I can do that as well. So now it's kind of starting to think about what steps can I take now in order to get closer to this vision. So turning over here, I have this very loose spread that has steps towards my vision. So in the 12-week year, they talk about a few different categories of life that you can divide it up into and sort of rate yourself, like see how you're doing on each of those. Not all of those completely resonated with me, so I decided to make my own. So I have health and mental health, financial, personal development, relationship, family/home life, friends, work/PhD, and YouTube. So they were just the things that actually spoke to me more than the ones that were written in the book. So I think that's important as well, as not to be having aspects of your life in it that isn't too relevant to you. So this is what worked for me. And then, when I was making this, I sort of looked back at my vision to see okay, what things do I need to be working on in order to get closer to that vision? So for health and mental, I put down have a routine focused around physical activity, mindfulness, and anti-anxiety things, and also to get braces. Then under financial, I want to pay off 5,000 of my debt and get monetized on YouTube. And then for personal development, I have prep for LLCM. So that's a teaching diploma exam. It's the second one, because I did the associate one a couple of years ago. So that's one of the things I'd like to do, and to learn more about productivity. Then for relationship, I have make time for contact during the day, because that's something I kind of have been bad at, not making time during my work day to just send a message to say how are you and stuff like that. So I just want to be more mindful of that, and to try something new every week. Then in family/home, I have dream kitchen and living space, and spend time together regularly. Under friends, I would like making time for friends part of my routine, and making time for friends abroad as well. And then for work/PhD, I have write and submit 3 conference papers and meet my RSDP, which is my research development panel. And then under YouTube, I have monetization as well, and get regular upload schedule, improve the quality of video content and thumbnails. So you can see these were some of the things that I wanted to work on, and it's not really possible to work on everything in sort of short period of time. So what I did next was I ranked things according to which is most important, and I put dashes beside things that were kind of already happening, and that I wouldn't actually have to change anything for those things to happen. And some of them as well, I put the same rank, because they actually could be all congealed into one. So for what I put down as first was developing a routine for mental and physical health, because I think that's most important. I can't really do anything else if that's not in place. And I included time talking to my boyfriend as well as friends and family in that same thing, because I think that would be important for creating a healthy, happy routine. And then I put down second, writing and submitting 3 conference papers. And third, I put YouTube monetization and improving my channel. And then fourth, I put down prep for LLCM. And that's one of those things, if it doesn't happen, it doesn't happen. the other 3 goals are a bit more important to me, and everything else is sort of on the way anyways. So then after that, I need to consolidate all of this into my 12-week plan or my 12-week goals. So I have 4 goals for the 12 weeks. The first one is to develop a happy, healthy routine. The second is to write and submit 3 conference papers. The third is to get monetized on YouTube, and the fourth is to prep for the LLCM exam. So this is part sort of 2 of the 12-week year important steps. Is first you develop your compelling vision, and then you develop a 12-week plan that will get you closer to that vision. So the goals are sort of the first steps that I can take to get closer to my vision. And then the tactics are the short number of things that I need to do in order to complete these goals. So you have your tactic and then a due date. So for some things it will be these need to happen on whatever week, and for other things it will be like these need to occur on a weekly basis. So for tactics for developing a happy, healthy routine, the first thing I need to do is to determine things I need to do in a day, week, or month to be healthy and happy, and then to develop a morning routine, an evening routine, daily routine, weekly routine, etc. that will include all of those things. And then on a weekly basis, I need to implement all of those routines. So these 2 things need to happen first, and then it's just going to be like implementing them and seeing what works for me. And then for goal 2, which is writing and submitting 3 conference papers, I have paper 1, paper 2, paper 3, analysis, writing, editing. And I've given sort of 2 weeks for analysis, 1 week for writing, and 1 week for editing. And then the weeks that all of these things would be due. Then for getting monetized on YouTube, my tactics are to post a minimum of 2 videos per week, post a minimum of 30 minutes of content per week, plan my videos and do the search engine optimization analysis every week, and then also to learn how to improve thumbnails and stuff like that. I sort of need to do that a bit sooner, so I put that down as week 1. And lastly, for my goal of preparing for the LLCM exam, I have to write my essay, which needs to happen by week 3, to choose and learn my performance pieces, which is week 1, and to be happening weekly for the practicing, having the presentation written by week 5 and practicing regularly. And lastly, for the teaching component, I need to write that by week 7 and keep practicing from week 8 on. So this is the goals that I have for these 12 weeks. The next step for me will be to develop a weekly, a 1-week plan for the upcoming week that will be implementing all of the things that I need to do on a weekly basis or by this week. So that's going to come up in another video. So if you want to see the 12-week journey, I recommend that you would subscribe and hit the notification bell so that you know when new videos are uploaded. Every Sunday I will be doing sort of an analysis of how well I've implemented the tactics. So that's one of the key steps in the 12-week year as well, is making time for score counting or really just analysing how well you've implemented your weekly plan. And it's important that you make time for this so that you can really see if you're doing what you're supposed to be doing. So the goal would be that I would do this on a Sunday and then make my next week's routine so that I can implement any of these changes. So I plan to have a video every Sunday for the next 12 weeks that will be sort of a review of how I'm doing and a new week's plan and seeing sort of how I'm updated with these goals. So for some people, I think the monetization journey will be pretty interesting because there's a lot of people, I suppose, on YouTube who want to see how people are going about getting monetized or going about their growth. So I think people might want to stay on for this. Similarly, people might want to be interested in the routines videos or on the writing and submitting. If you're here for the PhD content, then that might be interesting for you as well. So guys, that is all for this video. I really hope you enjoyed it. If you did, be sure to give me a thumbs up because it really helps me out. And I would like to know if you guys are doing a 12-week year at the moment in the comments below, and I will see you guys in the next video.